Welcome everybody, my name is Michael and today we're discussing about, how do I say it without actually saying it? It rhymes with only cans, and it's a company that's made billions of dollars. It was founded by a gentleman in the UK, and he's made a lot of money thanks to a certain type of influencer. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. You've seen this all across the webs, especially recently because of the lockdowns, and people were streaming and making video and content and photos, and it's a content sharing platform. But for the most part, 99% of the influencers on their platform are there for one specific reason. That's to make money from one specific genre that I'm not able to discuss. But the reason we're making a video about this is because it ties into crypto. In what way? The same way our recent video about Afghanistan does as well. Anytime there's a large company, corporation, nation, whatever has happened around the world, and the banking system decides, hey, you know what, we're not going to accept that type of customer, no matter what they're doing, I don't care. You cannot judge. You cannot judge how they make their money. You cannot judge their careers. You cannot judge them. But banks do this all the time, and there's very many niches, very many genres, very many industries, which for some reason banks don't accept, despite the fact that banks have done much worse things throughout history and are still doing terrible things right now, investing in terrible projects and being involved in sometimes criminal activities, where very many of the top banks of the world have been charged, have had massive lawsuits filed, have destroyed families, and usually have had to fess up millions and millions and millions of dollars, tens of millions, sometimes even hundreds of millions of dollars, because of one activity that they did that was illegal, that was against their own rules, and they didn't care. Why? Because of greed. It's very simple. Greed forces these corporations to do things that maybe at the very beginning the founders didn't really think about, or maybe they did and they just didn't care. And the reason this matters is because cryptocurrency, why are we here? We're here to make a little bit of money, but we believe in something else, something better. We want everybody on this planet to have money, to have control of their money. And we don't want outside influence, because the reason only cans is basically turning their backs on the very same people who have built their corporation into a multi-billion-dollar company, is because of the banks and their influence. Because the banks told this company, we don't know exactly what, but we know that by October, almost all the influencers on the platform are unable to do a very specific activity, which, if you remember Tumblr from a few years ago, Tumblr banned these same types of influencers. This was many years ago. You know what happened to Tumblr? Who uses Tumblr? Have you used Tumblr recently, within the past year, within the past 2 years? No? You haven't even heard about it in the news? You kind of forgot it existed? Yeah, that's what's going to happen with only cans, because, I don't know, 1% of their influencers isn't going to support the platform. Most likely they're going to have to sell the company or rebrand it completely, and it's going to turn out to be another Tumblr. The reason being is banks don't want to deal with something that is controversial. And I get it, you know, I was also an influencer, not for this type of genre, but I was also an influencer for a different industry where it was also controversial, and I had to change the content of my videos. If you know what I'm talking about, it was one of my old channels, and that is an industry that is legalized in many states today, and it's going towards legalization. And despite that, companies control the type of content that gets promoted, that gets advertised, and that gets monetized. And this is huge, because when you don't own the content, when the platform owns the content that you're actually producing, and you're doing everything with the content, you're involved in that content, your face is in there, your body, everything is in there, but it's not yours because you're uploading it to a different platform, they can do whatever they want with it. And when they tell you, you know what, hey, you've been making $100,000 over the past few years, congratulations, but you know what, we're going to take away your entire livelihood because, well, the banks don't want to accept this money anymore, you start to realize, I think I'm going to go to cryptocurrency. And that's what some of these influencers have already begun doing. Because, well, it's September in a few days. By the way, I'm flying out to Poland pretty soon. My flight is on Wednesday. It's Monday going on to Tuesday. Pretty exciting stuff. I'm going to be there for 2 weeks. We're going to be I'm going to be making a bunch of videos for you guys, so that's going to be fun. But September's coming, and they have 1 month. A lot of these influencers have left behind their old careers, and whatever you may think of them, some of them are making a lot of money. Some of them have made millions of dollars in a single year, which is enough to support them for the next 10 years, the next 15 years. If they came from a poorer country, it's enough to support themselves and the next generation for a long time, as long as they invest the money and they're not going to be blowing it, which inevitably most of them are. But some of them might be able to turn this into a different career and still make millions of dollars by being an actor, by being a YouTuber, by being a singer, by doing whatever. They can sell merchandise, but they can't produce the type of content that they have been producing. And no matter what you may think of these people, we're talking about billions of dollars suddenly disappearing. Thousands upon thousands of influencers. I know plenty of girls from my old schools that I just logged onto Facebook and they're like, hey, check out my, I don't really care about that. But if I see people that I know who are involved in this, I know that this is all across the U.S. I know that this is all across the world. Some of these people are making a lot of money, and suddenly all of that's going to disappear. It's not like, oh, they're going to be reduced by 50%. No, they don't have a choice. They have zero chance of uploading content October 1st because everything is disappearing. They're going to get banned if they continue to do so. And I'm sure if they get banned, the money is going to go to this company and they're not going to care. And I'm sure that the company didn't want to come to this decision, but the banks gave them no choice. So the one thing they could do is accept cryptocurrency and not care about the banks, but I think they're afraid to do so. So the other thing is that they're going to fall apart and follow the path of Tumblr, and some of these influencers might choose, hey, let's go to cryptocurrency. I know that this isn't an exact fix because they still need a platform to accept this cryptocurrency on, but some of them are actually going to Twitter because Jack Dorsey likes Bitcoin. Twitter accepts this certain type of content where other social media, not every single social media platform accepts this type of content. You know what I'm talking about. We want to be still advertiser friendly and for the most part kid friendly. No matter the content that is being produced, whether you make videos about pineapples, pumpkins, or vehicles, or cryptocurrency, or personal finance, or educational content, there should be no platform that has full control over what they do to you and what they do to the monetization of your content. Meaning, they shouldn't have the full control of taking away your livelihood. You should be in control. And how do you become in control? You take care of yourself by accepting cryptocurrency, because no one can take your money. A bank can always lock you out. And by the way, not even talk about, only cans anymore, but a bank literally like Chase Bank, Bank of America, HSBC, they can literally block your account and lock your money, lock your funds, even 6, 7, 8 figures, and freeze that. And they can freeze it for however long. They can freeze it for 10 days, 100 days. Recently I deposited a check, and I've been depositing checks for my workplace for a while, and everything's fine. And then this one check, boom, they want to verify it for 10 days. Except I'm flying out. I can't have that. So I had to basically cry to a supervisor, like, please, I'm back. And she got it through, but it took like an hour of just going through and waiting and being on hold and talking to one representative and then another representative. I'm like, oh, come on, And some people aren't going to go that far, and they're going to be locked out of their money. And I'm lucky that the supervisor unblocked my funds. But the reason I'm talking about all of this is that it's still insane to me that we're going into 2022 and there's still giant corporations that are still influenced by banks, so much so that they have to turn their backs on 99% of the people who have built them up. This is even worse than Tumblr, because in Tumblr, it was like, 50% of these influencers. And, that crashed the network because they banned this type of content. They banned everything, even artwork involving this, which technically wasn't part of it, but the algorithms, they just weren't too great. So a lot of things have happened, and I see that there's still the same problems from a few years ago, except in some ways they're getting even worse. there's censorship, and you don't have full control of your content. So I just want to make a little video about this. This happened a few days ago. There was an announcement, and a lot of people are freaking out, and there's memes of how these influencers are going to be going back to working at McDonald's or Walmart, and they're, or Starbucks. It's going to be, no offense to those jobs. Everybody's got to make their dough somehow. They're pretty difficult jobs, to be quite honest. Retail is not great, and food's not great. This is coming from someone who worked a month, sort of, in retail and food, and it was not fun at all. I was actually getting paid pretty decently, $16 an hour, but it was not fun. It's a hard job, and people will make fun of you, and people will be mean to you, and it's nothing. You have to be very polite and professional. Now I'm in sales, and everything's great. It's still a people role, but it's different, and I actually enjoy sales. But but it's just crazy to me that they didn't have a better solution. Did no one think about crypto over there? I mean, when you talk about billions of dollars, one influencer, one Instagram influencer went onto this platform and made over $1 million in a single day. In a single day. So tell me what's wrong. But that's today's video. Have a great rest of your day. There's a bad moon on the horizon. Look at that. Woo. It was a full moon not too long ago. It's always funny how the camera takes it. But guys, thanks so much for watching tonight's video. Have a great rest of your night. And oops, swipe the camera. Have a great rest of your night. If you're new to the channel, hit that sub button, give a like, comment down your opinion, and we shall see you as always tomorrow.